Well, apologies to everyone for the start of the video. I'm probably going to just cut that down on the YouTube, honestly, because that's horrible. I hate listening to that. But welcome in, everyone. We're back with our, one life hardcore character on max landscape difficulty. We were just doing some festival quests, getting caught up with that. So, yeah, for everyone over on YouTube, because I'll probably just cut out the start of that. You didn't really miss much. We just, got the festival quests done, and we're going to head off and do some questing now. But yeah, let me know if there's any more issues with that. Hopefully the mic sounds better now. God, yeah, I really apologize for that. Sorry, I should have checked beforehand. That's why I should check before just going live. All right. Yeah, hopefully that's a lot better.
Hello
there. We had one more quest to do. Yes, okay. Just put me off so much. I hate that. God, I hate audio issues. Taste of Hobbiton? This is it, right? Yes, okay. So, the Hobbits, the Hobbit bets. Now, we can bet, okay, they're about to go, but we can bet on any of these four dudes here. Daffodilly Haywood, Birdie Gamwich, or Gladdy Chubb Baggins, or Mudrick Rubble. We bet on Gladdy Chubb Baggins last time and she lost. I'm going to wait a little bit. If anyone has any suggestions of who we should vote for, I'm going to wait and just figure out based off that. Is this your only character in LOTRO? No, I've played the game for about 14 years, on and off, casually. I have multiple characters, all sorts of different levels all over the place. I haven't done a lot of endgame content in the game, though. I mainly have characters that I've played kind of solo and leveled through and then moved on to other characters in the future. But this is my first hardcore character. We have one life. If we die, it's over. We haven't died yet. And we're also playing it on the max landscape difficulty, which just gives us all these extra bonuses, essentially. It might not be active in this area we're in. I guess, is this like an instance, maybe? I guess it is an instance by the sounds of it, because it's not on the map. We're just, I don't know where we are. Yeah. But yeah, we got to bet on one of these hobbits. Who's going to win this one? I guess we can see. What if Chubby wins this one? Chubby? Chubb Baggins. Maybe Mudrick will win it. Because he's just going to run it. I only have a Guardian, I don't have Twinks. Yeah, fair enough. When you've played the game for many years, you kind of end up... No character's a main or an alt, they're all just the same. guess we're just waiting for this to pop up again.
A lovely day, isn't it?
3 minutes. Okay, we've got a little bit of time. Guardian's a really good class though. That's a cool class to play. Guardians come a long way as well. Like back in the day, they were really hard to play solo by yourself. They were a very tank orientated class, but with like the new updates that they did around it, it's great. Like they're really viable solo classes. Like the red line is really interesting there. I'm actually going to be putting together a little like ultimate new player guide for LOTRO soon that I'm going to sort of record and edit off stream. Maybe get some stuff in from stream as well, but I've had a lot of people ask about like what servers do I pick, you know, starting, even just making an account, you know, what classes are good to go for, things about like the LOTRO store and items to go for. So I'm kind of just I'm gonna make like a full guide that goes through step by step, essentially like the whole process you would go through as a new player. I already have a new account that I've made as well, a brand new account, so I can kind of show you guys from a free-to-play perspective what it looks like, what classes you've unlocked, that sort of thing. So yeah, I'll be putting that together soon and uploading to the YouTube. Yeah. Hello Dante, welcome in. Hope you're well. Yeah, you have a really important question. What's that? What Hobbit we're going to bet on? It better be what Hobbit we're going to bet on. Come on, where's this race?
Hello there.
Oh, we could buy some things here. Emotes. Or is this just the same? It is just the same vendor. I guess we can have a look at what we can actually get. Robe of Midsummer. My subscription is ending soon. I'm wondering whether to continue playing Mordor and pay or start with the free version. That's a good question. I personally find with MMOs... Oh, and we're going to pick this up as well. As a side note as well, we get to bet on one of these 4 hobbits. So if anyone has a fun idea of who we're going to bet on, we have 3 minutes to choose. So while I'm quickly answering this, I'm going to leave this up here. The legendary servers are more... They do have ups and downs. If you're enjoying it, I'd say stick with it. The good thing though about having a character over on the sort of the main game, the normal sort of servers, is that they just are always there. If you're kind of worried about like FOMO, you know, fear of missing out and those sort of things, it definitely feels a lot more paced over there. And because you don't need to be a constant paying player to play on those servers, for me personally, I have a hard time playing MMOs that lock you in on like a subscription, even if I have the money to spend it. I just don't like being locked in there. It kind of ruins the enjoyment for me because I feel like I have to play to get my money's worth. And I really like the normal servers because of that. Because I can just go at my own pace, I can have a break for as long as I want, and then come back, and it's still all there. You can still play it in the way that you would play on the legendary servers. Now, I'm just going to pick someone. I'm going to bet on Mudrick. I'm feeling Mudrick at the moment. Let's do a little quick ban of a bot. Don't mind that. But yeah, I would say that if you are having a lot of fun, keep the fun going, you know. But if you're worrying about like that rush, the normal servers, you can still emulate what the legendary servers do, which is, you know, the legendary servers are releasing the expansions as they go over the months. You know, I think every 3 months or 6 months they release the next expansion. So the content keeps going like that, but with like items that we've talked about before, like the stone of the tortoise and those sort of things, you can kind of emulate that for yourself anyway on the normal servers if you play it right. You know, you can stay in areas and just keep doing the content there until you're ready to move on. So I find it's a nice way where you can still do those things. But the one downside I say is the legendary servers have a really core population of people playing all of that content at the end. So if you're someone that doesn't like searching for like a niche guild or a kin to be with to do that stuff with, you might find it a bit easier on the legendary servers because there's a lot of people doing it. It was the first time I've ever done endgame content for that when I did on the legendary servers, because I went over and I found a guild really easily, joined in, got in their Discord, hung out. It was very simple. It didn't feel like I was jumping into some really well-developed niche guild where people were like, you know, they already had their own thing going. I kind of just felt like I was with a lot of other people that were just jumping in for, you know, a month or two to play. So if you really want to do that endgame content sort of thing and you're worried about like finding a group of people to do it with, legendary servers might be an easier way of doing that. But yeah, it is hard with the whole subscription thing. I never really know what to do, to be honest. When I played on my a legendary server character, I played, and then once my subscription was about to end, I stopped because I was just like, cool, that was fun. I had like a lot of enjoyment with that, but yeah. Can I still experience, for example, Moria endgame content? Yeah, you can 100% experience Moria endgame content. What I personally like as well about the main servers is you can go back and do it solo at some points. So if you're one that, for example, like you want to go through the raids in Moria, that sort of thing, you want to progress through the deeds in the raids and you want to do them every week, you know, that sort of thing, you can actually get a character to like about like a bit past Moria and then go back to Moria and solo that content just by yourself. So if you're more of a person that just likes that solo experience but still doing it, that's a really, yeah, you can definitely do that. Finding people to do the end game content with at the level is going to be harder though, because the majority of people doing that content are going to be at the end game. But yeah, I've done more end game content solo when I was a lot higher level. Exactly. Yeah. Like you can go back and do it. You can do it in a duo as well, and it's a lot easier. The scaling in the game scales quite high. So if you're like 10 levels above something, you'll find that you can play a lot of things that were designed around groups and fellowships and stuff. But yeah, duos is a lot of the way to go, like Alette's saying. Welcome to the chat as well, Alette. But yeah. We didn't win that, did we? I was a bit distracted, but yeah. One of my favorite things to do on like I have a character that I've got all the way to max level is to actually go back and do old content on that character. So I started by going back to Angmar, going through all of the raids in Angmar just by myself, just solo, getting the deeds done. You get this cool cosmetics and mounts and stuff, and you can work towards all of that just yourself. But if you like that group content, to like that group environment to do that, where it's hard and a bit challenging, I'd say the legendary servers are probably better for that. But yeah. Right now, average population in Mordor is like 200 visible players. Tomorrow, they're going to release the Isengard expansion. Do you think legendary servers survive the whole cycle? Right. Yeah, I'm not really sure, to be honest. I don't have enough experience with legendary servers to really give you a proper answer. But the best thing I can say is with the normal servers, that you can still sort of emulate those same things. But yeah, not as much with large amounts of players. I think though that what you'll find is even if there is 200 people there, like that's quite a small number of people, that's around 200 people that are probably at the end game content, grinding that content. So there's actually a lot of people there. Whereas on our normal servers, there may be 1,000 people online, but they're likely all at the end game, you know, in the new areas in sort of Mordor and the Corsairs, like Umbar and that sort of thing. So to find actual players that are doing the content in Moria, there would definitely be a lot less people doing that. Some kins though do like collection raids where you can group up with kins and they might do like once a week we go to Moria and we do the raids, and it's like a collection raid for people trying to get all the deeds and stuff, because that's a very common thing for people to grind towards that. So yeah. I think it could be worth starting like a normal account as well, just so you have it there, you know, see you go. But if you're having fun with your legendary server character, I'd stick with it. Just while you're still having fun, especially if there's a new expansion just about to come out. I mean, the best answer to the question is, you know, are you having fun?
A lovely day, isn't it?
It's a hard decision though, but there's not enough initiative to play on them. They're no different than normal servers, just a level cap thingy, and you must be VIP to play them. Also no PvP on them. Yeah. Eartheneer. That's a very, very good point. Welcome into the chat, by the way. It's kind of like I was saying, like, you can emulate the same things on the normal servers. So that's probably why it's, like, you know, it's not, there's not enough initiative for people to play on it, because you can still go back and play all the content here on the normal servers and get your deeds and all that sort of stuff. But yeah. See, I don't have a kids. That's my daily problems. Yes. Yeah. Well, look, at least we can have LOTRO first world problems, you know, trying to weigh out between servers. I think the legendary servers are always going to be something fun, but they are temporary, and, you know, they're seasonal, right, is the best way to put it. Like, classic server is something I would play, but they will never do that. Yeah, yeah. And the fact that the content keeps coming out is eventually it gets to the end, and then eventually those characters just you can transfer them back to the normal servers. So in like a couple of years, once Angmar and Mordor are at the maximum level cap, they'll give you an option to bring those characters over. I'm pretty sure that's what they've done with the previous ones, like Treebeard and the other legendary servers that came around. Alright, so perfect. Well, good time for a little rant, because I was just finishing off all these festival quests, but we are heading into the North Downs. We're going to head back to the North Downs. We're going to continue off the book quests that we had there, so we can get up to date with them. They should be easier now. I think we should be fine doing them. Yeah, so a couple of them were fellowship quests, so I just wanted to be ready for that. How do we get there? We want to go up to, like, 3, I assume. The other legendary servers did, they have also such a cycle, then they went from the beginning. Yeah, they were exactly the same. They went through all the expansions, and I think reached the end. And that's why Mordor and Angmar came out, because the other ones had actually reached the end of the cycle, so they just brought new ones out.
Hello there.
But for some reason, I think they must have advertised it a lot more, because it was a lot more popular. Like, the Mordor and Angmar servers just popped off. Heaps of people were playing legendary servers. But I also think a lot of people were waiting, because when the previous legendary servers came out, and this happened to me, I missed some of the expansions that I wanted to play. You know, it came out, and then a year later, I realized that they'd come out, and they were already at, like, Isengard, and I was like, oh, okay, well, like, I don't really care. I want to play, like, the Shadow of Angmar expansion, and then go into the Moria, and then progress through them. But they were already, like, half of the way, so I just forgot about it. And then the Mordor and Angmar servers came out, and it was like this opportunity to do that again. Yeah, we'll go to Michael Delving. And to be honest, level 50, 60, 65, 75, 105 caps are most popular because of the content in them, yeah. And that's the thing is, like, even though there isn't heaps of people doing content at, you know, Max Moria on the sort of the normal servers, there will be people around doing it. So, yeah. You just got to kind of find those communities. And when in doubt, you can level up, go back and solo that content, you know, by yourself. Which I personally like to do, you know, especially it's a lot harder to get together groups to do raids and all that stuff anyway. Go to Westbury. I have never really been one to do endgame content in MMOs anyway, so I'm not really the best person to ask about that. The first time I ever did was playing on the Angmar server, and that was a lot of fun. But it was just fun doing it with people and it being kind of hard and having to follow all the mechanics and have that like little moment of getting in like a Discord with random people and, you know, I still don't know. Yeah. I think it's a very personal thing as well. It's hard to give like an answer of, yep, you should do this. The best I could do is kind of, yeah, just explain a bit about it, but I've definitely been in that position as well, weighing up those things. My decision came down to, like, I've grown up on these servers a lot more, so it was a lot easier for me to just be like, yeah, this is my home. But if you started on the Angmar and Mordor, it's a bit harder, I imagine, to kind of, yeah, make that transition, because that's your home, you know, that's where you begin. Yeah, no problem, Dante. Appreciate the question. It's a good question. And like I was saying as well before, I'm going to be putting together a video on YouTube. We multi-stream on YouTube and Twitch, but I put out videos on YouTube as well. But I'm going to be putting out like a new player guide on YouTube soon that's essentially going over like what servers to pick the first time you log in, which I'll talk a bit about the sort of normal servers and the legendary servers, as well as the RP servers and your options there, just from a complete new player experience. As well as then talk a bit about the classes and the races, talk a bit about progression with like unlocking content in the game. So yeah, I should be putting that together soon, because I've had a lot of people ask stuff about that, and I think it would be great to just do a full sort of ultimate guide for new players. And I have a new account as well that I will do some of the video on, so I can actually show what a brand new account looks like, free to play, without ever paying for VIP and that sort of thing. Because once you pay for VIP, a whole lot of things become unlocked. You essentially become a premium player if you've ever got VIP once, which permanently unlocks things and puts you sort of past being a free to play player. But yeah. Here we are back in Estel. So we had to head up to the dwarves. Like 85 cap is boring from endgame side because there is nothing apart from building the Hithbol town and mounted combat. Well, I mean, some people might find that enjoyable though. That's the thing. That's the whole point of Lord of the Rings Online. Multiple, like, I'd say some people find that the best part of the game. So, you know. Yeah, if you don't enjoy something, just keep going. This game is so big, you know. The best advice I can give you is just enjoy, just vibe out. Do quests and vibe. Because if you're looking for elements like that with endgame content and stuff, it's not like every other MMO in that way. Unlikely to find those things in, you know, in the game. If you want like perfect endgame content, I think it's a lot of fun, but it's definitely not the focus of what makes the game so good. It'd be great, and if you give some advice on how to increase survivability, would it be even more unique? Yeah, well, I'm thinking of kind of making this new player guide based around you picking like different landscape difficulties as well, because it's quite a new thing and a lot of new players will be pretty confused by that whole system. So talking a bit about that and the certain classes that you can go with and that sort of thing to maybe, yeah, help. But mainly focused around complete brand new players. I find a lot of the time guides out there just assume that you know a lot more than you do. And a lot of new players are turned off because they like can't even get through the launcher and pick a server, and no one's really explained what server I should pick, and then they pick a server that's like got no one on it, and then they're just completely turned off. So something like that would be good. Those quests. Okay. Oh, I think we just got to head over here. Yeah, okay, cool. There's some gold while we're here as well. I think we need gold. Yeah, we need it for jewelry crafting. To be honest, that's not true, because if someone installed LOTRO for the first time, launcher will recommend Grund server, not Orchrist. Well, yeah, but it doesn't like tell you what that means. It just puts that server at the top. Which doesn't really translate recommending that to play. I don't think that's a good explanation for it. It doesn't describe the populations of the server or anything like that on that. It's just a kind of list of names, and that's it. So I don't think it's very well explained, and explaining even why it's suggesting Grond and not Orchrist, you know? They're constantly doing that because they want more people in those smaller servers. Because that's what those servers are for. It's like they've got too many players in like Orchrist, so it suggests Grond. I don't necessarily think that's a good thing though to know as a new player. Like you'd want to know that, oh yeah, Grond is the extra one and, you know, Orchrist is the main one. Because, yeah. I think some people, like, it doesn't explain what the legendary servers are on there much as well. Find. Gonna be honest, if I play on free servers with people on, yeah, sure. Yeah, cool. Definitely. I think they're just like the same, really. Oh my god! I've spoken ill. I don't know what I said, but I said something wrong. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry, Dark Lord. I spoke ill. Okay. I think I'm just gonna... Oh, we both just saw the exact same thing. Okay, bye then. Wow. Well, that was incredible. Where are you? I am in the North Downs. So we are heading back into the North Downs just to do our book quests that we left a couple of streams ago. I figured it would be a good time to get back and yeah, finish these off so that we can get up to date with the book quests. I think the sort of book quests for our level would be for some like Troll Shores and some of the areas that we can sort of go to now. So yeah, wanted to get back and get up to date with that. Is this Green Dory? Yeah. Oh, that was the inspiration thing we got. Okay. So yeah, we get like a buff around here that makes us stronger, I think. Is that a... Yeah, there's our difficulty. Dory, let's go! Good to be free from these bonds. They're deep in the camp. Follow me. Yeah, it's still pretty hard to take care of. I'm glad we waited a bit to come here. Old chest. Alright, cool. Not too bad at all. Got the gems. Let's be off. We should summon a pet for good luck. Corgi. Oh, oh. Oh. I don't like how, like, sometimes they just step out of range and that buff just disappears. It's really... Come on, Dory, let's get out of here. Oh, really? Oh, gotta love escort missions. Thankfully, we can just destroy them. So yeah, we're currently assembling the dwarves, the elves, and the men of the area in the North Downs for, like, I think a council, I believe, in Estelden. So like one of the Dunedain is assembling them. Oh, bit of lag. Not a great time for that. Can I collect this founding stone? Okay. Like, what the hell? Just leave my buff on, please. God. It's so annoying. I hate seeing my health bar just, like, be nothing. For the longbeards. Now he's gonna want to run through like every bird here. Come on, Dory. Thankfully, he's kind of tough. He hasn't, like, died. Lovely. Surely that's enough, Dory. Oh. Come on. Every bird. Alright. You done? Surely we just get on our mount now. Have my thanks. Yes. Awesome. One down. 2 more to go. Right, nah.
Greetings.
Wow, actually not bad. They look kind of cool. Maybe we'll just get the axe.
Will you stay and speak?
Talk to Helbrad. Cool, so I think we've done that part. Now we can go down to the elves, maybe? Maybe we'll ride down there. Get some ore on the way. I think we still need a bit of the ore around here. Do we need any rich iron, though? We do, right? Yeah, because we need it to level up our metalsmith. Cool. Maybe we'll get enough in this area, actually. Oh. It's just fine. Yeah, I hope my mic's sounding alright as well. I might actually just quickly check because we had some mic issues earlier in the stream. Should be all good now, but cool. It's all good. Let's head down here to the elves. Is this a little explore place, maybe? No. I know these guys can be good to farm for hides as well, actually. Because I think they drop a load of hides. Out of curiosity, actually. They're like a harder mob. They're like a sort of an elite or whatever you call it. I feel like I've come here before and just farmed mining nodes and then these guys. It's a great way of making some money early on. Yeah, like look at this. You get a lot of... I got like 2 sturdy hide from him, but... That's a burr. Start quest. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Meluan. Megavanen. Ooh, okay.
What can I do for you?
Greetings, I wish I could extend you all a welcome, but these are dark times for the elves. The shadow of the enemy has grown long, longer than perhaps any had thought, and the elves of Leaning Gileath have paid the price for our complacency.
Will you lend me your ear?
Find and kill Drucord. This council of Estelin, I wish that I could simply commit to such an endeavour, but it is not so simple. Many of my people are nearly overcome with grief and anger of what happened here, and the threats against Leaning Gileath are not yet dealt with. Our scouts tell me the orcs in Nan Raithrin are planning to move against us soon. Okay. And Uruk of Angmar. Got to kill an Uruk. Cool. So this is like another like fellowship quest that you can go into, but you can do it using this item. It like essentially buffs you to a point that it's like one person is a fellowship. I think we could go up this way. And then we're going to go to Threstlebridge up here. Actually, I feel like we had a random quest around here. Yeah, the pass. Pass of Nanrath. But it's up there. Probably just run through up to Threstlebridge after this, though. Barrow iron. We don't need barrow iron anymore, which is nice. Hello, Poison. Just going to be lurking for this stream. All good. No problem. That's what we're all about. Chilling, hanging out. Some background LOTRO. I think we've got to go up here. A good place to draw power. Yeah, because here you go. So we use this and it gives us this little inspired buff, which lasts for like 15 minutes. Which means we can receive this buff. Yeah, see how our health just dropped? Yeah, so it like triples most things. I guess it kind of makes you equivalent of like 3 people. Which, with the landscape difficulty on, like it still is a bit of a challenge. Which is why I wanted to wait a while till we came and did these quests. These guys are grey actually, so I might not even have to kill any of them, I realise. Like, will this guy pull if I walk into him? No. Cool, so I can just like run through here. That makes things a lot easier. Through the spooky camp. Spooky, spooky. Where is he? There he is. Okay. This could be an interesting one. Oh god, the dread as well. Alright, well let's put on some buffs. We still have some of that incoming damage on... We'll use one of these, hope token, and we'll make some honey cake as well. Let's eat that. Alright, we should be alright. Man, I'm doing like no damage to him at all. I don't actually want to do that ability. That's too risky to do, I feel like. Alright, this is good though. We're not taking like a large amount of damage or anything. Nice at least. I'm worried about that, like a bit of lag though, that's not ideal. Is that buff again? Cheeky little stun there. This is good though. Keep up our thorns, which I think is great. Like, that's an awesome ability to have actually for these sort of long fights. And what he did there. And this is a good one to keep up as well because it just keeps giving us wrath back. And max health. Yeah, this would have been a little bit dicey at the level. So I think we were level 30 when we could do it, so we would have been at his level. Nice. Alright. Now, I wouldn't mind just like teleporting out of here, to be honest. Maybe I can do that. What do we have? Evendim or Bree. Oh, I'm gonna go to my house. Azruthor, welcome to the chat. Need to use this skill in the 11th slot more. Let me have a look at that, which one that is. I think we're pretty good though. We have our good rotation all around. 10, 11, this one. Oh yeah, like a double, it's like sort of a double attack. I mean, there's not really much point of us using this because it's exactly the same as our Thrash ability. We're not a red line. No, we're not a red line Bjorning, we're a blue line. Yeah, it's essentially exactly the same as our Thrash ability, but it's worse because Thrash gets better as we go. The trait is in blue, is it? Oh, okay. Is it this one here? Okay, yes. You strike opponent across the face, increasing the damage they take for a duration. Oh yeah, okay, that could be a good thing to respec into potentially. I see what you mean. But yeah, we don't necessarily need it too much at the moment. We have a good rotation of things. Using like, you know, guarded attacks as well and the claw swipe, just constant debuffs. But that is a good debuff, yeah. Applies plus 12% incoming damage. Yeah, that's pretty good. I might have to rethink like putting all the points into that then. Yeah, true, because it's 12 plus 12. Not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, this is our first time playing Yawning. We've just kind of been going what feels right. Not trying to metagame it too much. Where do we want to go from here?
Hello there.
Oh, we can just go to Threshold. Perfect. Won't matter for too much for what you're doing. Yeah, like I can see it helping though, for sure. My incoming damage is so low, like all the time, so don't want to accidentally go in there because there's some high level guys over there. Actually, I realize it's one of the strongest incoming damage buffs in the game, right? Yeah. Yeah, we're more built around like complete tankiness and outlasting, so. Alright, Nelly Buskins. Incoming damage to target. Yeah, I know, yeah. Yeah, we're more building around, like we've been building around incoming damage to ourselves, like negating damage essentially a lot of the time. But there is some things we could probably respect to other things. Honestly, after we got our heals, we were good. Like, we were set up. But we Ferocious Roar has been really good though. That max health is huge. But yeah, Thorned Armor has been really nice though. What's the cooldown on that? 16 seconds, so it's good.
What do you need?
We just got to talk to Hellbred again. Okay. I think we have to come back here again. Yeah, we were even going to work on like a red line sort of set up at some point, but I've just loved blue line. It's just been really chill.
What can I do for you?
Don't change what ain't broke. That's a lot of cool travels. Yeah, blue's been great. And I can imagine, like, if you're a red line, you'd totally go towards that, wouldn't you? Like, if you're a red line, you'd then work towards, like, a blue line going down and getting that. Because, like, having that 12% more damage bonus means so much more if you're also dealing a heap of damage. For us, because we don't deal, like, a lot of damage anymore. It still actually would be good, but, like, if you're talking about, like, sort of,
What can I do for you?
adding them all together, then yeah. Every spec for bear grabs it, yeah, for sure. Could see that. Because I'm not really sure what we'll go towards after we finish off the blue line. But we'll figure that out. I haven't been looking ahead at skills or anything like that. I've just been kind of enjoying figuring it out as we go. Let's do a slow run here. Surely we can get to Estelun quicker, right? We might have to go like down to Bree. We'll just... We can just run. Let's just get on a horse. We've got to go down here anyway, so let's do that. I find it so weird that there's no fast travels from Threstle Bridge up here. If you look at the heal trait second bottom row on the left, yeah, I haven't been looking ahead like I was saying. We've just been looking at stuff when we get it, because I don't like looking ahead. It's more exciting. Yeah, like, because what, we came across this one, the last trait that we got here, the down but not out one. I had no idea we were going to come across that, and it was like, what? I guess it's off screen right now, but yeah, this one, which just gives us like a... That might even be the one you're talking about, but probably not. That's great. Just means us getting to like 20% health. If we ever hit 20% health, it heals us. Awesome skill to have. Ooh. I don't think we can get this yet. No, level 90. Yeah. Get out of jail free card, exactly, yeah. Getting that was just like a sense of relief for the hardcore character, like, oh, thank God. Like, ideally, we'll never get to that, we'll never have to use our get out of jail free card, hopefully. I would prefer not having it not triggering, but if it does, you know, there you go. It saves us. You know, something I was thinking about trying to figure out is some way of feather falling. I don't know if there is any way we can get that, but it could honestly save us, as I feel like one of the main ways we could die is falling off something, as like that's pretty much how like everyone accidentally dies in LOTRO, is falling off a huge cliff. I don't think there's any sort of feather falling, like for Bjorning that is, and like maybe an item or something, but God, it would be so good to find something like that. But maybe that would make things too easy. Then I would get cocky, and then I'd be jumping off cliffs all the time. There's nothing that prevents fall deaths. Yeah, I had a feeling there wouldn't be. Apart from technique. Yeah, true. It's like the sliding stuff, right? Did you ever play Halo? Yeah, it's the sliding stuff, right? Because like if you slide, it's so weird where you can like slide and then you can go flying off an edge and you don't take fall damage. Similar tech in LOTRO. Yeah, true. I've only ever had that happen a couple of times, and I've never really understood why I survived. Sometimes you just like, yeah. I guess do you have to like jump into it? So you're like jumping into the slide or something like that? If you hit a 90-degree angle with half of your hitbox, it will transfer your momentum laterally. Right, cancelling out the downfalls. Yeah, true. So you do fall downwards, but it doesn't calculate it as like hitting the ground with that momentum. Yeah, risky as hell, I know, right? Because I've had it happen a couple of times on other characters, and you go flying. Good to know if you're already falling. Yeah, true. Could be what saves us right in the very end, right in that moment. Aim for the edge. Alright, here we are, finally. Imagine if you fall and save yourself that way. I was imagining it, and it made my stomach churn. That's enough imagination of us dying.
How can I be of service?
Alright.
Stay a moment.
So Hellbrad. Cool. If you're doing Deathless, does that mean you'll skip the main quest line in Angmar? Do you mean like with this area up here with Mallenhead and the sort of the wall here? Because I believe you can do it without dying, but maybe you have to die once. You might be right there actually. But when you run up to that, like you have to die once and then they get you to do the quest. There's a quest in Barad Gulleran that kills you. Up here. Oh no. Oh, up here. Yeah. Okay, like way later book quest stuff. I know what you're talking about, yeah. But we will, I mean, we will be skipping any quest that involves death or anything we have to skip, I mean. It's like I was talking about falling down the well in Moria, like how there's that thing, it's like jump down the well. Like we can just run there manually down to the waterworks or wherever it is, but I think someone on YouTube was like, "Oh, you can try, you can survive it." Like I've survived it a couple of times, and it's like, yeah. It's the only scripted death in the game. Yeah, okay. Is it when you're going into one of? Because I know that the Barad Gulleran, there's like multiple bosses you fight in different doors, right? You go into like sort of different areas and there's different bosses. Is it like one of those guys that does that too? He like makes you die or something? It's after that quest, right? Yeah, I haven't done that quest as much because that's one of those ones that's like later after sort of Angmar that you normally come back to. So I don't remember it as well. But yeah, we'll probably be well into like Moya and other stuff by then anyway. I'm not going to be like going back and doing all the book quests and all that sort of stuff, like full completionist. I mean, it's a hardcore character, so if we die, all that just kind of gets thrown out the window. So more want to get to max level and progress through the areas. So I'm not going to be staying at like a certain level and, you know, being a completionist about lots of stuff. We're doing this with the book quests here just because we can, but you defeat the 3 bosses and then you go into the main chamber at Barad Gulleran. Ah, okay, true. Yeah, I might have actually not done that before, that part. I remember the 3 bosses because I did that recently on like the legendary servers, but where is Hellbrad here? It's good to know, though. That is really good to know.
Greetings.
You may have saved me.
What can I do for you? How can I be of service? Might I take a moment of your time? We must not delay.
Okay, well, we'll get inspiration from this at least. I definitely don't like these fellowship book quests. It's not doesn't feel very great doing. Oh, it's an instance though, so we nice. We don't even, yeah, we'll be super strong. Defeat the Threshold Ridge or defend Threshold Ridge. Spooky. Imagine if jumping these fires could just kill you. Didn't even think of that. Hopefully not. To the bridge. To the bridge. Oh yeah, I remember this bit. We've got to like take on the hordes. Are we going to be like really OP here as well because of our instance? Oh man, come on, lag. Yeah, this is going to be easy. Yeah, I'm actually not sure how much Angmar will do. I think because we're going to push through Evendim to get as close to like level 40 as we can. I don't want to go into Troll Shores. It's too dense in there. There's too much going on. But we'll probably go into the Troll Shores like sort of late 30s a bit to get like some levels for a bit of XP because Evendim's not going to get us all the way. But then once we get to 40, I want to do a couple things. I want to kind of jump around a bit between some areas. So we might do a little bit of Angmar. We might do a little bit of like Forest Shell, a little bit of like the Wildwood, a little bit of the Angle as well, which is in Troll Shores. It's like the sort of a new area in the Troll Shores. My main priority is I do really want to do Eregion sort of before we go into Moria. I'd love to kind of do those starting quests around there. Just before we go into Moria. There's some cool quests around there and kind of tie into that sort of quest line and going into Moria. So that's the priority is being probably like level, I guess like 47, 48 when we go to Eregion. Something around that. I have to look at exactly what's going to work, but yeah, we'll probably just do a bit of everything around sort of before then. We've done well this day. You must leave now. I hope it is not too much to ask you to stay behind. I would ask you to ensure the vessel would remain safe through the night, then return to me in Aston. Is he going to make me stay here?
Elrond has healed Frodo of his Morgul wound, and now the time has come to decide the fate of the One Ring. I can see no other path than that which leads to Mount Doom. Who then shall defend Eriador against the shadow of Angmar?
Cool. Cool. Like a sample plate of areas, you could say, a little nibble of everything. Yeah, kind of like the sausage of level 40 to 50, you know? The all things all put together and then nom, 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 you know? Yep.
I do for you?
Medium armor. Ooh, defender with thresher bridge. Yeah, kind of looks average. Talk to Hellbrad though. Let's get back there. We're gonna have to run back there again. Well, I guess let's just get the horse again this time. At least I can sit back and chat a bit or something like that.
What can I do for you?
Estelin. It actually, it weirdly scares me sometimes being on this mount. Because I've had them do, like, glitch out and do weird things sometimes. And, like, we're not safe on this. I think if we fall off a cliff, like... I mean, what is he doing right now? Oh my god. As I'm saying this, I'm like, what's going on? Can probably get around faster using the mission stable. I did think of that, like going back to Bree and then up to Estelin, maybe, but we're already on the way. But yeah, it might be faster going back and forwards like that, but that's alright. Got to think about what we want to do next. And I think it's mainly the next couple of Evendim quests. Read his journal. Yeah, this one. So I think we just really have to do that. And all these other ones are kind of like breadcrumb quests to different areas. Or the lake, that's an Evendim as well. Far East. That's actually in Estelden. Dangerous Road. Okay. Cool. You could also consider grabbing the Ettenmore's port. I didn't even know there was an Ettenmore's port. But that's alright. I don't need any of that. Quite happy to run around. And we do need some of the ores around here, so once I get up to here, I might manually run and do some mining. And that should give us, hopefully, the rest that we need for these. Yeah, I didn't know there was an Ettenmore's port, like a teleport. Is there a vendor for that or something? Like from the PvP vendor in the Ettenmore's? I just realized you only need 2 followers till your followers goal. Yeah, we're nearly there. And then a couple more streams and we'll be hitting affiliate soon, which is exciting. So, it is very exciting. Really appreciate everyone supporting and following. It's been really lovely. I think you have to do the intro questline there. Yeah, I won't bother with that then. That's no need. Quite happy running around slowly. Gives me time to breathe and assess what we're doing. Listen to the music. Been a while since I grabbed it. That is cool. You can get one though. I imagine that similar sort of teleports as your like sort of house and or like the mission stable masters. Might have to look into it at some point. I can't even remember how you get to the Ettenmore's. I guess you just have to use a any old stable master should take you there, right? Southbury or Rivendell stables, right? It'd be so funny if we went in there and someone killed us. Though. Like, we go there and we're trying to do like the intro quest. Just a group of like spiders and orcs turn up and just take us down. That'd be hilarious. Oh, here we go. Alright, hop off here. can't remember if the intro puts you in danger. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about as well. Like, it might just keep you in that safe starting area and get you to do some things. But yeah, if it's anything to do with going outside, like, no way I'm doing that. Asking for trouble. Yeah, we're not going PvP. It's like, that's like people on like RuneScape doing like hardcore counts, going like, go to the Wildy, go farm the Wildy boss, go do the Wildy quest. It's like, no, we're not going to. I've only been there to do the April Fool's event and run across the map as a chicken. Yeah, that's a funny one, isn't it? To get the title. Well, now that might be worth it. Totally worth it for a title. It's like falling down the Moria well. We get a title for falling down the Moria well as well, you know, as well as going down a well. Don't mind me just having a seizure. At this time of day, I struggle to run into someone in the moors on purpose. Yeah, he's definitely under, like... So you like to do a bit of PvP and stuff, hey? It's always intrigued me, the PvP. I've never really had much interest in it, but it's a cool thing. I think it's cool that it's there, especially with the monster play. It's just fun, little fun thing, you know? Feels like a little arcadey sort of game mode that you can jump in every now and then. Yeah. You know, it might even be something that we might do in the future, actually, is make like a monster play character, kind of show off a bit about that and that sort of thing. It could be fun as well if we've got a couple of other people that want to like follow along, like in the chat or something, that want to join us for the journey, and we could like, you know, go in and just try it out, that sort of thing, showcase a bit of how it sort of works, because it is definitely one of those like grey areas of LOTRO that people don't really do much with. I have every class at endgame with full raid gear. Wow. Oh, that's crazy. Hardcore player. You're definitely yeah. Must have been playing for quite a while. I've played LOTRO for like about 14 years, but only like casually on and off. You know, I play most MMOs like that. I don't really get into like one MMO really seriously, but what are we talking here? You've been playing for 11 months, 1 week, 5. Is that your in-game played on that character? Or is that just for all, like, your whole account? That's wild. I don't even...
What can I do for you?
With played on main. Wow, that is incredible.
Would you do something for me?
Congrats. Like, that's a lot. Nearly hit the like 1 year mark. That is going to be wild. I'm sure you can't wait to hit that mark. Like, it probably just makes it worth to keep going just until you hit that 1 year. Like, wow. Characters combined was like 2.5 years? Yeah. Wow. That's awesome.
Greetings.
Just chill AFK to pad it out, yeah. Well, that is the joy with LOTRO. There is so much content, right, to go back to and redo, and especially if you want to go back and like go through all your virtue traits and get all your deeds up and that sort of thing. Yeah. My brother's already crossed the 1 year played on his main. Wow. Well, no wonder you got to keep going. You've got to get ahead of your brother. It makes sense now. Alright. So we turned that in. We've got to talk to Aragorn in Rivendell. So let's go to Rivendell.
Greetings. What can I do for you? How can I be of service?
Rivendell. Ooh. My Warden, which was my main before Bear, has played 5 months / played. Yeah, nice. Yeah, Warden's awesome. Warden was one of my favorite other classes as well. Lawmaster is the one character I ever got to max level and did stuff, but I never did any endgame content at max level. I can just never stick with like a character for that long because I just get bored and have to move on to other things and then come back. And LOTRO is like a seasonal game for me. Most MMOs are. I've played lots of different MMOs. I like to jump around and play different things and different times, you know. I do think this character is probably one of the characters I'll be able to push it all the way, just because we have this hardcore and max landscape difficulty part of it. It just feels so much better getting levels and progressing. So I do feel like I'll have the energy to put in a full max level this character, which we will get there. We're gonna get to max level. Yeah, I've never really had like a main. I kind of do have one main now, but like my main has always just been whatever character I'm really getting into at the time, you know. Is it even, Schwartz over in YouTube says, is it even possible to reach max level with any other class on highest difficulty? I don't know. I've got no idea. This is the first time I've done any sort of hardcore or even max landscape difficulty. The highest I've done on landscape was like 7. And that was on a Warden, and that was really hard. But yeah, without dying. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think Minstrel, I think, would be a really good one. I think you could definitely go through with Minstrel just because heals. I think any class that you can have a good balance of heals and just enough damage, I think is a class that's really viable to go through. I'd say, like, I think it's possible with any class. It's just some you might have to do some really interesting things to get there, you know? Like some classes you may have to take advantage of doing like repeatable quests and that sort of thing, or, you know, I don't know, just to get up because yeah, like I was thinking about like Burglar and that sort of thing, like would be really hard. I'm not sure. Yeah, we picked a good class, that's for sure. This is my first time playing Bjorning, like past level 10, so it's all new for me as well. The Dark Lord's here again. Why is Sauron just, like, everywhere?
Greetings.
Burglar might work. Warden is also good in mini, like you said. Yeah, true. Well, I guess that's the thing. The Burglar, I'm not sure. It could also be great because, like, stuns, and I'm not sure. I haven't played Burglar for ages, so I have no idea. But, wasn't Burglar reworked recently? Maybe it was. I'm not sure. The last reworks I remember was, like, when they reworked, like, Guardian and Minstrel, I think. And then they've reworked like Lawmaster, but the Guardian and the Minstrel reworks were like huge. They kind of changed them to be like super viable leveling classes. Cybergamer, welcome into the chat. Hope you are well. Welcome, welcome.
I thank you for this news.
Heavy armor, agility. That's not bad. Resistance rating, I think that's
Welcome
pretty good.
to Rivendell.
I died, guys. Well, that's it. That's it, guys. Sauron decided it's over. Looks like that's that's the end of the character. It's so funny.
Greetings.
Wait, I'll give him a kiss before I leave. Mwah. Well, all right, we're back. Back from the afterlife, I guess. It's so funny to watch people from all around the world playing. I live in Norway. Yeah, I know. I love that as well. And I really enjoy hanging out with everyone from all over the world. We've got all sorts of people from, you know, the US to Europe and all over. Like, you know, it's great. I'm from Australia, from down under, so yeah, this time seems like a good sort of time to stream as well. We get a lot of different sort of people from the world all in. It's kind of, I think it covers a lot of bases with the mornings and the sort of late evenings and that sort of thing. But yeah. Schwartz, over in YouTube, as soon as Burglar gets the escaping skill, it should be amazing. Hide in plain sight. Not sure what the name of the skill is. Yeah, and I think Azrathor said the disappear skill. I think that's what he was talking about at Twitch chat. Yeah, which would be really cool, wouldn't that? Because that's essentially just like a stealth from anywhere, right? Like stealth in combat, which is wild. I think like if we die on this character, which we could happen falling into the water down here, you know. We might play like a burglar or something. I did think that would be a cool thing to play. I thought it'd be really fun early on burglar surviving because having to use all your little tricks and stuff and then, yeah, seeing what happens. But I really like playing it just without having any idea of what's happening. And I haven't looked into any classes enough to know like what's going to be like really good in hardcore or anything. We're just kind of figuring it out as we go. Yeah, I assume to Aussie. Which state? From Victoria. Go talk to Elrond. Nice, you're from Adelaide. There you go. Another Aussie in the chat. I do love Adelaide. I have lots of family over from Adelaide. I haven't been for a while though, actually. Elrond's house. Why is Sauron here, though? Leave me alone, Sauron. Stealth is most important in early game. Yeah, imagine early game burglary, you just like sneak around and complete little quests and, you know. Schwartz, you from Germany? Nice, nice. I think we've had a couple of people pop in from Germany. Yeah, we've had like people from Sweden, from Norway, from Poland, from Germany. Some people from the US. Yeah.
Hope is not in vain.
The path you took to my doorstep has been perilous, huge jacked man, and its dangers all too common in these dark days. If you will consent to lend us your aid, it will not be the least of your challenges.
Strange fate brings you hither.
Welcome to Imladris. It is good that you have come. Rest well, but not too deeply for too long. We have need of adventuring folk, for there is an evil beyond the veil. Not more than 2 months ago, a hobbit by the name of Frodo Baggins and his company were pursued to the ford of Bruin by servants of the enemy. I speak of the Nine, the Nazgul, fell creatures in the service of Sauron. And though the Bruin fell upon them at my command, we have found the steeds of only 8. One of the riders is unaccounted for. My son set forth with scouts bound to them by friendship to seek this missing rider. Ask that you speak with Eladin at the camp of Thornhad among the Bruin Gorges and lend your aid to the search. We must learn where this Nazgul has gone and most importantly, his designs. I think we found him. there he is.
Dark days are coming.
Level up, nice. Nice. This Sauron guy. What is he doing? He's trying to get up there. Okay. I think we'll just leave that. He's a menace. He's an absolute menace. That's the we've seen him in another stream. Like 2 streams ago, I like logged out next to him at the party tree. Or maybe it's someone else because you can get an item that makes you look like that. Like I know it's an item that makes you sort of look like that. But maybe it's actually a different person in the same sort of gear. It would be funny if it was the same person though. Oh, and we leveled up and we got the bear up skill. Oh. Well, we can revive other people. There you go. That's cool. Yeah, a lot of people have that costume. Yeah, I figured it was a costume, but I guess yeah, it would be you wouldn't be able to tell between like different people. And it's from the fall festival. Yeah. Yeah, I remember they have like a couple of costumes you can get from there. I keep thinking I'm being followed or something. But only one player can be called Death. Oh, okay, so it is like, yeah, that's what I was thinking. So that's not Transmog, right? That's their actual name? Because that is the same person then. Because they were called Death at the party tree as well. They totally, totally am being followed around then. This guy's in the kinship, the Lord of the Rings. He said the word. Otherwise, it would be Death-1. True. Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't sure, like, if the whole thing was part of the transmog as well, but I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? He usually chills at the party tree. Yeah, fair. Maybe I'm being followed. Well, yeah, this book quest is at our level. I don't know if we just want to go there and get a couple of levels under our belt, or... Let's head back to Evendim. Because these quests are going to get sort of out of our level range. Let's go over... Where is it? There it is. I remember that skill playing in a duo and Love the Name. Saying to the person they have to bear up. Oh, true, yeah. Yep. It's Death again. Like when you're reviving them. Bear up. Lovely. Back here.
How can I be of service?
Should we read the journal? Let's just, yeah, cool. So we can just go up here. It's like it sounds like some sort of like Power Rangers sort of line. Bear up. I can imagine like a whole group of Bjornings all saying that together and they're like high-fiving. Swear, if we see that, if we see Death again, I'm being followed. I wouldn't be surprised if he's caught on to that we're doing hardcore and he's just following me around, like... I mean, if your whole name is Death in LOTRO, you'd think your whole thing was like figuring out when people are going to be dying and like, you know, someone playing a hardcore character is I'm the perfect prey for him. I should maybe put RP mode on, actually. Because, I mean, we are kind of RPing. Like, if we die, it's over. Feels pretty RP heavy. I was just thinking of ways that we can, like... It'd be great to be able to actually show we're hardcore somehow. I'm kind of hoping that, like, who knows? Like, maybe after this series, like, you know, we can get Standing Stone to, like, add in a hardcore mode. Or just something, you know? Like a title that you keep, but if you die, the title gets destroyed. That would be kind of cool. And that would be like really simple. Just a simple way of doing it that's not too... Like, I don't want like some system you have to go into and pick or anything like that, but just something really simple like that. You know, you have it from level 1, and if you die, that you lose the title. If you don't, you keep it. Yeah, I know about the Undying titles up to level 20. That's something that actually was like you got from level 1, and if you die, the title gets deleted. So it's more of a title that you can only have on if you currently haven't died yet. And just something really simple. I think overcomplicating it leads to like other players that don't care about hardcore being like sort of, I don't know, it would be annoying for people like that like don't care about it. It's like with the Undying titles. If they had Undying titles up to like max level, I think it would be a bit too much, because even as like a normal player, you kind of want to get your Undying titles. If you get to level 20, it feels like such an achievement and a relief, like, I've done it. Cool, now I can relax and, you know, I've got my Undying titles, I've done my completionism, but I can keep going. If it was all the way, I feel like it would be, you know, it just wouldn't have as much sort of meaning or something. I don't know. It would alienate people. Yeah. And I guess I mean it from a perspective of like what will likely happen. Like an MMO company isn't going to implement something that alienates people or something like that. So thinking of a way of implementing that is just really like surface level, but lets you keep track of that and showcase to people that you are maybe playing like hardcore would be cool. And don't like attach it to a deed or anything like that. It's just, yeah, title you have. If you die, the title goes away. I wonder what the title would be called as well. Something really simple. Like, you could just call it hardcore. Yeah, something more like lore-based, like Lord of the Rings sort of accurate would be nice. Like the Undying titles are nice like that. Like, so what even are they? Yeah, like the Wary, the Unscathed, the Undying, the Undefeated, the Indomitable. It's like the Undying. Imagine if the Undying title, if you died, that got deleted, like you couldn't use it, something, you know. I'm sure they've talked about it before. like Standing Stone games figuring out, because I mean the whole hardcore thing has kind of gotten very popular among like WoW and then RuneScape and other MMOs. It's kind of spread around, so I wouldn't be surprised if they've discussed it. I imagine like a lot of the ways that they think of doing it might not exactly be like a surface level thing. Or it could even just not be a title at all, because the title kind of, even there being a title for it feels like kind of just sort of strange. I don't know, like kind of makes me think like how with RP mode, how you can type like /RP on and you can your name tag goes white. Like maybe they could just do a similar thing like that, where it's just like hardcore on, and it just, if you haven't died yet, it lets you put your name at like a slightly different tint or something like that. Maybe it's like a reddish color or something. So then it's not an actual sort of mechanic in the game. Like it's not like a deed or a title or any collection-y sort of thing. It's just a complete visual thing. Take down Ivory. I'm putting out the it into the world for Standing Stones. It's like giving them all the ideas. pick any of them. Because I think that is one of the things that Lord of the Rings Online, like Standing Stones and before them Turbine, were and are really good at, is creating an environment that everyone feels comfortable in and sort of no one feels alienated. You know, you can have a lot of different play styles but still engage with everyone really nicely together. I find that like is the thing I love about LOTRO the most, as well as it being such an amazing adaptation and probably the, if not the best, one of, or if not the best adaptation of Lord of the Rings out there. Something simple yet noticeable would be key, yeah. And I think that's with the RP mode that we can turn on and off. That feels something like that because there's no like collection system for any, like that death guy had RP mode on, which is why his name tag was white, right? It just is it just adds some flavor and that sort of thing. And also it would be nice because then you can really tell when someone's playing like that, and you know, I think that's what's really cool, is to be able to see other people that are doing that. Like I would just love that. I'd love to be able to like run past someone and see that their name tag's like slightly different and be like, oh, they're playing hardcore. Like it's great. Like we've just been using the Undying title the whole time, so we're just Huge Jackman the Undying. We're never going to change that. Well, maybe we might change it, but I kind of like keeping it because it's just our whole name. Do we have to do this again? Yes. Over here, yeah. I feel like that's something they lost a bit recently by dropping instance tiers to tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. Right, okay. Previous expansions we had tier 1 to 5, so groups had more options to set difficulty to their level. Yeah, I remembered that. I didn't realize that they actually had changed that. I just remembered thinking, I swear there were more tiers of things, and then there, you know, that change from there only being 1 to 3. But that is interesting. I guess it could be a bit confusing of what you want to go for, and I always was slightly confused about that. Like, I always see a tier system, and I'm like, why don't I just want to go the highest one, you know? But yeah, that's a good point, because tier 1 would have felt more like tier 2 or something that it is now, you know? And yeah. The reason they went to 3 tiers is because of the development time it takes to have 5 distinct tiers. Right, okay. Pulling down like that development load. And that's a shame. It's sad to when things like that happen, because it kind of makes you worry, like, what's the real reasoning there? Like, you know, hopefully it doesn't happen again. But maybe it's for a better choice, you know, maybe because of that, we're gonna get actual better content, you know, and better thought out sort of things. I'm definitely one to get stuck in the older areas of LOTRO, so I'm not as reliant on, you know, later content being great, because I barely ever get there, you know. But I can understand for people that you know, like you say, you've got max level characters or every class, so you know you'd be all about doing that end game content. Yeah, so tier 3 of the latest raids was way harder than tier 5 for the last couple of raids. Right, so that's even wilder. Because it would feel like... So do you feel like tier 1 now is like the same as tier 1 as it was? Or is tier 1 kind of like harder or easier than it used to be? Tier 1 is fairly similar, maybe slightly harder. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's really strange. So you kind of have tier 1, tier 2, which is somewhere in between, and then tier 3, which is like almost like tier equivalent to like a tier 6 or a tier 7, you know? But I guess it's like similar to in WoW and other things where you have like heroic, mythic, or you have like looking for group, heroic, and then mythic, right? I imagine that's probably what they've kind of decided to pull it back to. That one is quite easy, one is somewhere in the middle, and one is hard. Well, they have normal as well, don't they? Hopefully they focus on leveling then if they sacrifice the instances. Yeah. I honestly, like, personally, I love all the work they've done on early mid-game content in the game, because the game is always here. This whole world is always here, and they haven't destroyed the content as they brought out games, similar to how kind of WoW has over time. When new expansions have come out in WoW, the previous content has become irrelevant, apart from cosmetics and collections. But in Lord of the Rings Online, you still level through the whole game to get to max level. So I really like it that they've been slowly adding in new things along the way. That's just for me, because the way I play is more creating... Every time I come in is like a new adventure. I want to try new things, go new places, try some different directions and that sort of thing. But it's that balance of an MMO, of balancing working on stuff like that and then also working on the actual end game progressive content for people that play and engage with that. So yeah. Tier 2 is slightly harder than... Yeah. Ours is over there. Nope. seals.